haven't made a video in a while, but this is my 2001 Toyota Sequoia. It's the first gen, pre-facelift. And that's the Lexus. I'm currently parting it out because just losing, interest in the body, but I am going to keep the motor for a future build. There will be later updates on that. But for this, it's got a 3 and 4 inch lift, 3 in the front, 4 in the rear. It's got JBA headers. That was like a little bit of a pain because you got to drop the motor mounts on both sides. Some of the studs were messed up, so you got to take those out also sometimes. But overall, it is just hard to do. I have a throttle body spacer right here, so just make sure when you do get one. This is a first gen Tundra, so since they do share the same motor, it's okay. They come with these little brackets for the throttle cable, and it basically pushes it forward so that way you can put your cable back on when you after the throttle body spacer. And then you got the spacer right there, so that way you can put your little plate back on. But the power steering pump on this is messing up, but I'll tell you more in a little bit. It's got cheap little aftermarket control arms on the top. It doesn't, it works. It's pretty good. Price doesn't matter, of course. It's a cheap little overland budget build. These are Freedom Off-Road 3-inch struts off of a first-gen Tundra. And it's got Suspension Max extended end links. I got a new ball joint, but I'm gonna just do the ball joint and lower control arm again later. But yeah, definitely. But when you do your upper control arm, the stock ball joint is going to be a little bit of a pain. So just make sure you have a ball joint press, because it's the only way you're going to be able to get it out. But when you do it, be careful with your brake line because it will snap. I snapped mine. I got a new one. That's cool. And then I got Old Man Emu rear struts. They're 2 to 4 inch extended body struts. And then they're off of a Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series. And then give me a second. Oh. And then I also have 2-inch iBox springs, and then a 2-inch spacer, so that puts it at 4 inches. But yeah, those are going to be for the suspension setup. It runs pretty damn good. It's pretty good right now. But when you do put on those upper control arms on the top, make sure you put if you're running stock wheels, make sure you run a spacer on your wheel. It's got to be at least 1.5 or 1.25, because if you're running stock wheels, it's gonna rub directly on that spindle. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, and that's, yeah, whole nother story. But for the power steering pump, not a lot of videos tell you or show you how to do this. It is a pain in the ass. I haven't done it yet, but only way to get the bolts and nuts off is you have to go directly through the pulley hole itself. Looks stupid, I know, but that's okay. Probably make a little update later when I get it on. But yeah, okay, 2 hours later, I got the power steering pump fixed. I had to take out the entire air intake system, and then to get to this, to properly take it off, take this nut off. I'm gonna take off this entire little assembly. That'll be the bottom power steering hose, and then unbolt this so you have more access to getting the pump out. Move the radiator hose to the side, and if anything, if your power steering pump is making a squeak, make sure you have 3 power steering bolts, because I only have fucking 2, so I have to go to the junkyard and steal one. So that's probably why my shit was squeaking, but it's, I guess, replace it now while I have the pump. Always nice to have new shit. And then tomorrow I'm replacing the power steering reservoir and then the air control valve for the power steering pump itself. So yeah, pain in my ass, but I got it. So 2 hours later, yeah. That's just about it. Refill it with some fresh fluid. Probably gonna have to do that shit again tomorrow anyways because I have a new fucking reservoir coming through. So yeah, there you go. So in my last video, I did the power steering pump on it. Turned out it wasn't the power steering pump, it was my fucking serpentine belt because I guess it was stretched out too much. Went to AutoZone, got my 1-year warranty exchange, fixed the squeak, right? I had a part laying around. It was this nice, gorgeous, I don't know why it's blue, but power steering reservoir. It says it's recommended to replace it with your pump. I don't know why. But yeah, just did that. But for any complications, I suggest you replace both your coolant hoses if you never have ever replaced your power steering reservoir or your pump. So while I was doing it, the clamp chewed the hose, and the hose snapped off the little, whatchamacallit, the nipple for the other power steering reservoir. So I recommend you buy 2 brand new power steering hoses, your upper and your lower, and you should be good on that. Replace the air control vacuum also. I think it's a 18, and you turn the wrench towards this way, towards the air box. Make sure you take off both of your air hoses. I don't know what this does, but I also replaced it because why not? And yeah, that's brand new, pump's brand new, the belt's brand new, power steering reservoir is brand new. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. So far it's reliable, hasn't let me down, hasn't died, hasn't broke, nothing. Crossing my fingers that it stays that way. I love this truck. Anything else on it? I do have a door lock issue. Fucking helicopter. I do have a door lock issue where it unlocks and locks by itself. It's irritating my soul. So I have to get the body control module, which is under the kicker panel on the left side. Might go to the junkyard and get another one of those. I don't even know where to look for that shit. Yeah, it's way too dark. I can't see nothing. But yeah, it's up there somewhere. I think it might be that. Is it? Oh yeah, it's that black box right there. So yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna get that. And I believe that's my issue. To be continued. Anyways, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Subscribe, comment, like, all the good stuff.